Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday to all of you. Even though lately I record a different kind of videos on Sunday, today I decided to bring you the news because tomorrow I have a live stream scheduled that will be 11 a.m. Miami time, that is 5 p.m. Warsaw time, that is 6 p.m. Moscow time, with Tom Luongo. I'm really looking forward to that live stream because what is taking place from the 22nd until I think is 3 days, so until 25th, will be something that will reshape. Well, it's already reshaping, but I think this will be a lot of new informations and probably new structures announced to the world in the financial system, because the meeting of Brics that is going to be in Kazan is going to reshape the financial situation of the world, and this means lives of everyone, because what will be with the dollar, with the crypto, with gold and silver, with precious metals, with the digital currency, and this is affecting all of our lives. So tomorrow tune in if you have time, that would be great. And I want to start this video with the article from TASS. I have two articles from TASS, one of which is bringing to you some words from the one and only Sergei Lavrov, and then the last article I have from the Polish portal that actually is quoting the Moscow Times. So let's start with TASS. This is from October 19th. Brics Summit, not United States election will determine course of history. Not curse, well, kind of. But the course of history. Because, you know, we have the presidential election in the United States very, very soon, November 5th, which is a little bit more than 2 weeks from now, less than 3 weeks. And a lot of people are putting a lot of hopes in that election. To some extent, I believe there will be definitely an impact of the choice that US citizens will make while voting. However, the true impact on the history and the future of the world that is based on the new financial structures will be these BRICS meetings. So, who said those words? Russia's Federation Council Speaker, Valentina Matvienko, she believes that truly responsible leaders of sovereign states understand this, and the level of representation at the summit and the ever-growing number of applications for memberships are clear proof of this. So, those of you who don't know who this lady is, if you ever watch the meetings or Putin's speeches in Kremlin, you very often see this mature lady who is very feminine, blonde, short hair, a bit voluptuous, but very beautiful. So this is this lady. She's Russia's Federation Council Speaker, Valentina Matvienko. And what it is, the third BRICS, the 3-day BRICS summit, like I said, 3 days, not the upcoming United States presidential elections, will be the key event that will determine the future course of history. And quoting the speaker, Valentina, she says, the world has changed significantly. The upcoming US presidential election will not be the most important event of the year for the world community and will not determine the further course of history, no matter how much Washington would like it to be. The BRICS summit will be that event. And she wrote this on Telegram. According to her, this reflects objective and irreversible, you can't reverse it, irreversible process. I believe that in 2024 the vector of human development will be established in Kazan and not in the wavering United States. The 3 days of the BRICS summit and the negotiations of the leaders of the world majority in the capital of Tatarstan will have a decisive influence on our future, she said. And she believes that truly responsible leaders of the sovereign states understand this And the level of representation at the summit and the ever-growing number of applications for the memberships are clear proof of this. I am sure, she says, that news from Russia will be followed on all continents. You know how I read this, guys? I think something's gonna happen with the official announcement about revaluating the precious metals prices. So the questions that I will have tomorrow for my guests will definitely address that. The currencies, the future of the currencies, the future of our financial stability, and how to, in this time of changes, take the best actions for ourselves, our individual lives, to, you know what, to benefit from it, because it doesn't mean you have to be wealthy. I think if you make smart moves now with whatever you have, you can still look into the good direction for the future for yourself. Or you can be dragged down more into this deep financial hole that is based on debt. And what is the United States debt now? I don't know how many trillions, I forgot already. 30 something. I think 37, I might be wrong. But that's what's coming. This will be the meeting that will start on Tuesday. And the second article is also from TASS. This is quoting now Mr. Lavrov. It's from October 19th, that is also yesterday, because we have 20th today. US will consider Russia adversary regardless of outcome of its elections. So we are talking about the US elections again, because, you know, a lot of people are putting hope in who will be elected. And I understand this, but I come to this point in my life when I know that no one will come to save you. You know, God can save you, but God can also give you many signs how to save yourself, because He's with you along the way. And if you're not reading those signs, if you're not taking actions on those signs, those hints that He gives you, then no one can save you, really. The Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, also added that US President Joe Biden's statement on nuclear arms talks with Russia are aimed at helping Democratic Party candidate Kamala Harris in the upcoming presidential election. Lavrov says, regardless of the outcome of the elections, we will remain for the United States, if not an enemy, then certainly an adversary. In any case, a competitor. End of quote. Lavrov also added that US President Joe Biden's statement on nuclear arm talks with Russia are aimed at helping Kamala Harris in the upcoming presidential election. This means Biden's statements about the talks is a desire, quoting Lavrov, to score electoral points for the Democratic Party. And why he says this? Because earlier Biden announced his readiness to negotiate with Russia, China and North Korea on reducing nuclear weapons without preconditions. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybakov pointed out that the United States is calling on Russia to negotiate on strategic stability without preconditions in order to try to secure unilateral military advantages, but Moscow is categorically against it. So, you know, the games they play, some talks, some agreements, and then, of course, they don't follow it, trying to show that they are, you know, playing the good game to weaken another country, but another country, here Russia, is not buying this manipulation anymore, because it's a form of manipulation, you know, again, narcissistic behavior. And now I have an article from Polish portal that is quoting the Moscow Times. This was put out on onet.pl 2 days ago, October 18th, and it was titled, Ukraine is calling on NATO to send alliance troops to the front. The Kremlin's harsh reaction. So this article, I will read you not all of it, but part of it, because this is how Zelensky is trying to, I don't know what he's trying anymore. I think we all know that NATO troops have been fighting in Ukraine, just not officially. So this is like, let's do this official. Actually, there's a statement from Dmitry Peskov that actually says the same what I was thinking for the longest time, for real. And now it's like, yeah, let's just be honest and say we are sending more Polish troops, more of this country troops, etc. So this is originally from the Moscow Times. Kiev wants to involve NATO in the war in Ukraine. President, they still call him that, Volodymyr Zelensky calls on the members of the alliance to send soldiers to the front. Now, involving NATO in the war is reckless, and this is the statement that came from spokesman of Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov. Zelensky called on allies to start training military contingents that can replace exhausted Ukrainian soldiers at the front. Before I continue, I know many of you know this, but I came again across the article that was showing the protest that wives, mothers, sisters, girlfriends were having in Ukraine. I think it was in Kiev. I'm not sure if it was Kiev. I think it was in Kiev, against this war and what is happening or what has happened to their loved ones. And this was on a very massive scale. You know, of course, they are not reporting on this in media. So here is from Zelensky. Our message to all countries is prepare. You know, he's ordering now, everyone. Prepare brigades that can replace our tired soldiers on the battlefield. So he's just saying this as if he's the ruler of all the states in Europe, because that's what he means, Europe, right? Zelensky said this during a briefing with NATO with Secretary General Mark Rutte. The West should start thinking about Ukraine's red lines. Kiev issues ultimatum and threatens with nuclear weapons. Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that the main background of Zelensky's plan is NATO's involvement in the conflict in Ukraine. Zelensky says, this is coming from Peskov, Zelensky says, yes, you were involved before, but kind of unofficially. Now let's make it official. Let NATO be here. This is short-sighted, reckless and illogical in his situation. And I agree with Peskov 100%. So we will end this video, everyone, with the comment of the day. That is the best comment ever in regards to the last article that I brought you. Is from Betty N. Bakos, who says, quoting Zelensky is like quoting Clinton. Has beens. Has beens. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. And you know what she means. Very good comment. Thank you so much. I want to thank you everyone for watching. Those of you who have not purchased my book yet, this is about Ukraine. It's covering Ukraine. The interviews with Scott Ritter through the eyes of Anya Kay. That is me. I am very proud of this project. Please make sure to buy it. It's not that expensive and it helps me and Scott a lot. And also, it's a history book, because you don't know for how long you actually will be able to get books of this kind. You know what Nazi Germany did in a certain time in history with the books. They put them in the middle of the squares and they pretty much burned them. So make sure to get your copy. You have the links down below. If you hate Amazon, you can order it directly from the publisher that sends you from the closest country of your residence. Thank you for hitting this like. Thank you for watching my videos that I see how just before the US elections, and this is nothing new for me because I have been creating videos on my YouTube channel for almost 4 years now. It's interesting how just before the elections, that's like we had in 2020 or we're having now, the shadow banning is off the charts. So you don't have so many comments, even though people put out the comments. I get constant emails about it. The number of views are down because they also don't recommend the videos to other viewers. So those of you who are still with me, thank you so much for being here. You have to keep in mind, nowadays, I don't know for how long, you will have to search for my channel because you might not be notified about the coming new videos, since that's how they operate. And that's why I really appreciate if you watch the video and if you share the content, and make sure to tune to my live stream tomorrow. If you have questions, you will be able to submit them to my guest in the super chats. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. All the links to other platforms, Patreon and locals that you can support my work as well. PayPal, thank you for your donations. Join my mailing list just in case. And follow me on Instagram if you don't already. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye everyone.